Welcome to the deep dive.
Oh,
Okay, let's get straight to it. How do you, as a business owner, navigate a world where, well, the ground under your feet feels like it's constantly shifting because of global events?
yeah, it's a huge challenge right now.
That's exactly what we're digging into today. We're using Navigating Geopolitical Risk, a strategic guide for business owners, as our starting point.
hmm
Our aim is really to equip you with the essential understanding, to tackle these risks head on and hopefully build long-term success.
Absolutely. And when we talk about geopolitical risk, I mean, what we're really talking about is any risk to your business operations or even your strategic goals. That stems from political stuff, international relations, shifts in global power.
Right.
And what's pretty striking is the recent spike in these tensions. You really see it playing out.
How so?
Well, through things like evolving trade policies, just think about the impact of new tariffs, for example.
Yeah.
Then you've got ongoing regional conflicts that can just completely disrupt supply chains and a really dynamic regulatory landscape. Things can change overnight.
Wow, so these aren't just abstract headlines.
Not at all. These factors are really challenging the traditional ways businesses operate.
Okay, so it's impacting how businesses actually, day to day, get things done. The guide we looked at emphasizes a really crucial point. You just can't treat geopolitical risk as some separate, siloed issue.
No, you can't.
It needs to be like woven into the very fabric of your strategic decisions.
Mhm.
We're talking everything from where you source your parts
Yeah, your supply chains.
to the markets you're trying to reach, and really importantly, staying compliant with all the different rules, international and local. It's about having a global lens on, well, everything you do.
Exactly. And building on that, the guide highlights diversification. It's more than just a buzzword. It's presented as a vital defense mechanism.
It's a shield, almost.
Kind of, yeah. But think of it not just as spreading your risk, but also maybe gaining access to new pockets of innovation or even untapped customer bases.
Ah, okay, so there's an upside too.
Definitely. For instance, during recent trade friction between major economies, you saw companies that had already set up alternative supply chains in other regions. Well, they often found themselves with a pretty significant competitive advantage.
Right, because they weren't just stuck.
Exactly. It wasn't just about avoiding tariffs, though that helped. It was also about accessing faster growing markets sometimes.
That makes perfect sense.
hmm
So the message is, don't be reliant on just one source or one market.
Precisely.
And the guide really stresses the importance of actively looking at alternatives, different suppliers, maybe testing new markets. It's like having contingency plans sort of baked right into your operations.
Yeah, built-in resilience.
Now, how do you even keep up? I mean, things change so fast.
That's the tricky part, isn't it? That's where actively monitoring geopolitical developments comes in. It's not about, obsessively watching the 24-hour news cycle.
Right, that would drive you crazy.
It would. It's more about setting up systems to track key things like political stability in your key regions, shifts in international alliances, maybe emerging regulatory trends, and then crucially understanding how these could potentially affect your business.
So being selective about the information.
Yes, and making it relevant. Engaging with experts who specialize in political risk analysis or using scenario planning can be incredibly valuable here, thinking through potential futures.
Scenario planning, right, like playing out different what-ifs
Yeah.
and having a kind of playbook ready. The guide then talks about the power of agility. It's not enough just to see the storm coming.
You need to be able to react.
Exactly. You need to be able to steer the ship. This means having a flexible organizational structure, one that can adapt quickly when the unexpected happens.
And what's interesting there is how that agility is fostered. The guide points to the importance of breaking down internal silos.
Getting teams talking.
Yes. Getting your supply chain team, talking to your sales team, talking to finance, for example, and also empowering decision-making at various levels, not just at the top.
So people on the ground can react faster.
Exactly. That allows for much quicker responses when things change rapidly.
Okay. So the ultimate goal here isn't just about, surviving the turbulence.
It's more proactive than that.
Right. It's about actually positioning yourself for sustainable long-term success. By proactively thinking about and addressing these geopolitical risks, integrating them into strategy, diversifying, staying informed, being agile, you're essentially, well, future-proofing your business against these global uncertainties.
That's a good way to put it, moving from just reacting to actually anticipating and preparing.
And for anyone wanting to dig deeper, the guide does mention a McKinsey article on how boards specifically can tackle geopolitical risk. Might be worth a look.
Definitely a good resource for that board-level perspective.
So, wrapping up, we've talked about integrating risk into strategy, the power of diversification, staying informed, and building that crucial organizational agility.
Key takeaways, really.
Considering all these insights, here's something to think about. What is one immediate step you can take right now to assess your business's exposure to geopolitical risks and start building greater resilience?
It's a vital question for everyone in business today.
It really is. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We hope this is giving you some valuable insights for navigating our complex world.